Okay, here we are. Another day. Today is the 24th of April here in Bangkok, Thailand. And it is a very warm day, as always. It's a warm day. And it is a polluted day. But not as polluted as it has been in the past week or so. Today we're going to talk about a few things, obviously. We're going to talk about embracing the truth. Something that, I see in America, people just don't want to embrace the truth. They just want, I feel like this, I feel like that. And it's really, I don't want to let it get to me. I refuse to let it get to me. It's not going to affect me. But I just think that the whole thing about, what about my feelings? You can't say that. It hurts my feelings and all these other kind of things. It's gotten to the point now where it's so ridiculous. Enough is enough. Not only that, it feels like I could be wrong. Lots of people coming in and out here today. It's quite busy. It's a Monday. Lots of Grab drivers. Good morning, everybody. Sawadee Tong Chow. Sawadee Cup. I had a few incidences over this weekend, and I did not let them get to me because I don't want them to get to me. But I think that more and more it looks like big companies, they don't, whatever happened to the customer is always right. Whatever happened to being fair, giving a fair product for, a good product for a fair price. Now, these things happen all the time. I mean, you can still get a good product for a fair price. I'm not saying that that's not true, but it just seems like certain companies, which I'll get into in a moment, they really want to nickel and dime you to death, and they want to bend you right over. They really want to stick it to you, and if you don't like it, that's too bad. Well, sorry, this is just the way it is. I'm sorry, sir. This is our policy. Those kind of things. Hopefully you guys can hear and see me. You don't have to see me, but hopefully you can hear and see me quite well. Hopefully audio and visual is good. I'm sorry I'm not some 10 with my breast hanging out, but that's the way it goes. If you don't like it, too bad. I am what I am. Hey, that's another one I forgot right there. So anyway, but we're going to talk about a little bit about the news before we get into this subject. I saw that. Good morning, Mr. Carnivore. I saw that in Pattaya, which is, while it has lots of advantages. And speaking of Pattaya, I believe that I'll be streaming with Pattaya Bob on Wednesday, live from Pattaya. So that's nice little change for me. I want to get out of the cock, Bangkok. But this is the area of Thailand that has the highest crime rate, and apparently, I don't know what happened. I don't know all the specifics, but during the Songkran Festival, it is a given that you may get wet. And if you get wet, you are not allowed to get angry. Now, you can get angry, but just don't get angry and take it out on the person who got you wet. Now, the only exception might be if you're driving on a motorcycle and some guy hits you with a big bucket of water or something. That's just dangerous. If it's dangerous, that's a different story. But for the most part, if you get a little bit wet, not your country, buddy. So some Turkish guy on Walking Street during Songkran, I guess he pushed it. I want to say an old man, but you know what? He's 61. I'm 61 by Thai. If you measure me by Thai years, I'm 61. And he's in serious condition because a Turkish guy got pissed off because he had water poured on him during the Songkran festival. It was at 3 a.m. Who knows if the guy had been drinking, what's going on. This guy was a parking attendant staffer at Walking Street and now has a severe head injury at a local hospital with only a 30% chance of recovery. He's been a fixture in the area for some time. Because of the incident is because the injured man poured a small bucket of water onto a Turkish man, identified as Mustafa, 28, before he appeared to headbutt and shove the man, causing him to fall to the ground in front of many shocked bystanders. The Turkish man might not understand Thai Songkran festival, or culture rather, and the meaning of being doused with water, as he was angry. Well, guess what? If you come to Thailand, it is your business to know, especially you come during Songkran, you're going to be here during Songkran, you hear, oh, there's this big festival, it's a water festival. It's your business to learn enough about the culture to know what is and what is not acceptable. And I'm sorry, but shoving some guy down or hitting a guy, headbutting a guy is unacceptable. I don't care where you are. If you're in a country and they say this is the law, if you're in the United States and you break a law and you go, oh, I don't know about this, I didn't know. Ignorance does not stand up in court. Now, I don't know if it's going to stand up in court here because money might stand up, but this guy's in bad shape. And this, you know, we're talking about feelings. Where's the compassion for some guy? I mean, it's like, oh, I'm going to headbutt him because he poured water on me. Critics on social media, however, say this is impossible, as Mustafa was shirtless and dressed for water play on the evening of the incident, and it was a certified water zone with thousands of people playing water and engaged in water battles in a tourist bar zone. I'm sorry, throw the book at this guy. I don't care what his name is, where he comes from. I don't care if he's Thai, foreign, whatever. Throw him in jail, put him in there for a long time, because this guy and this guy's family is going to suffer because of it. That has nothing to do with my feelings. That's just logic. You can't go around in a country where they have a festival. This is the legal, this is something that has been going on for, I don't know how long, hundreds of years. And yet some guy comes here to their country and goes, oh, I don't like this, I'm going to hit you. Indeed, only a few dozen feet from the incidents were stages set up in front of Walking Street bars with heavy crowds playing with water and spraying the crowd with hoses while DJ spun music. Some witnesses also claimed Mustafa had been playing with water himself, so any excuse he didn't know what the meaning of being doused with water were invalid. Mustafa, who has lived in Pattaya for 1 year, was arrested after the incident. He is facing charges of attacking others, causing serious injuries. He's been living here for a year. This guy's just an asshole. That's my opinion. And you know what? This opinion is true. He's an asshole. Oh, here we go. According to the police colonel in charge, Sampong, during the days of Songkran, the Turkish man has caused many troubles. He also hit a French couple with a bottle, which Pattaya police said they would always also look into. He also allegedly got into a conflict with a cannabis shop on Walking Street, causing damage to the venue, which will lead to legal action. I told you he was an asshole. They stressed, however, that these incidents were still under review as of press time to determine the exact timeline of events. Well, leave it to the police to take care of this matter. But regardless, my opinion is this guy's an asshole, and I don't like the fact that he's shoving around somebody. That's just uncalled for. No statements were given to the press about the alleged incidents, and it was unknown if he had legal assistance or he was planning to plead to the charges. And frankly, I don't give a damn. I like that statement. Frankly, Scarlett, I don't give a damn. I really don't. I don't care. I hope they throw the book at the guy. There's no reason for him to do that. Embrace the truth. The Thais wouldn't suffer the same wrath when they attack foreigners for no good reason. Not for the Turkish guy, just saying. Good morning. No, you're right. And, but that is a separate issue. Two wrongs don't make a right. I understand that, when you got 7 guys jumping on a Belgian guy because he got mouthy and said some things that hurt the Thais' feelings, that does not constitute or justify a reason to jump on him and beat the hell out of him and put him in a hospital and send him packing. So, there are a few things about this that I don't like, and this guy is always kicking the goddamn bar here. It's like he does it on purpose. He's done it. I've been here like 5 times. The guy comes here, he sits at the same place and bangs on the counter for some reason. I don't care if I'm streaming or not. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. She's got it right. Put down the shades. It's really bright, really hot, and we're going to talk a little bit about the electrical prices and how they are skyrocketing here. I've complained about my own electric bill, which has risen to an all-time high, and I don't even want to think about what it's going to cost next month. Carlos, how you doing? There's Carlos. Big shout out to Carlos. Another shout out to Mr. Tom O, who I think is traveling around the world, as he always is. And also to Mr. Tom, the dude has not been in a good way lately. He sliced his finger open, or his hand open rather. I don't know how many stitches, but it was a nasty gash that he was using a jigsaw or a circular saw or something, and bounced up, sliced his hand open. And so he's had to take care of this. And, big pain in the neck, but now he's sick. We were going to meet up this morning, but he's sick. Like I said, I believe I'll be meeting Patia Bob on Wednesday. I don't know how much time I'll have to stream, but I will be streaming on Wednesday live from Patia. Tomorrow, I'm going to be out and about in Bangkok. I'm going to a coffee shop on Sukhumvit Road, or I believe it's Ekamai and Sukhumvit, close to Sukhumvit. I'll be at a nice coffee shop tomorrow. A little bit different than the last place. But anyway, let me go on here. I want to get into everything first before I get into this subject. First of all, I already gave my shout-outs. I already said I was going away tomorrow to the coffee shop on Sukhumvit, Patia Bob. Yeah, okay. Use the code BEAST. Get 10% off on all merch at anamerikaninbangkok.com. I don't wear hats indoor, but I'll put this on for modeling purposes since I'm bald as hell. I love Thailand. There we go. Available, I think it's available in 2 or 3 colors. We got hats, we got shirts, we got all kinds of stuff. Hats, shirts, mugs. And it is on my list to upgrade this. I need a couple of shirts done. That'll happen soon. I got my hands full. Okay, well, there you go. I'm gonna look, hi, how's it going? Well, the girl told me the other day that I look like I was 35, so hey, I'm a 35-year-old going on 60. Or actually, I'm 60 going on 35. So, yeah, the code is BEAST, BEAST. In case you can't spell, get 10% off on all products. Go to AmericanInBangkok.com. Guys, do me a favor, leave a thumbs up, subscribe. There's got to be something on this channel that you like. Some guy was asking, what is this at the beginning here? When did you start using the word chowderhead? I heard it on one of your old videos. It's hilarious. Actually, I was thinking about it. Okay, I've been thinking, because that question made me think, and I didn't really have time at the moment to answer him or to really give it much thought. And I've kind of been thinking about it for a while now. For some reason, it came to my head when I was talking about these people these men who, they've got their heads up their asses. And, lots of men do. They think with the little head, not the big head. But thinking back, I used to have a girlfriend. And no, Gennaro, if you want a hat like this, I love Thailand. You can get one on my website at AmericanBangkok.com. That's what I was saying. Use the code BEAST and you get 10% off. And 2Q Asia said I look like a frat. What does he say? I look a lot younger or something. I don't know what he said. Wow. 5 years younger. Thank you. I think an awesome stream would be you trying on many different toupees. Where am I going to get the toupees? Contact a toupee dealer for me. Have me test them all out. I will never wear a toupee. Ever. It's never going to happen. Okay? He's got to sit right fucking next to me. Every time. It's the same guy. Every fucking time. Anyway. How dare you? You need to embrace these truths. We're going to go over that. But as I said, let's go over here. Now follow me on Rumble. Start following me on Rumble for a number of reasons. Eventually I'm going to start putting up Rumble specific videos. I just haven't had time. I've been, the thing with the training, as I said the other day, with the, going in and training in the gym, and, I'm going in 4 or 5 times, even 6 times a week now, and it takes me, by the time I go there, come back, and I train, that's about 2 hours. Then it takes me about 2 or 3 hours to shower, relax, recuperate enough to where I can move around. Stop kicking the fucking table. Fuck. That's so fucking irritating, twat. Keep it in perspective. It's not important. I don't know what it is. It's some people have that habit. I gotta laugh about it. Anyway, follow me on Rumble just in case, because you never know. One day, YouTube could be like, all right, he's out of here. He's 86th. Bye-bye, Mallon. And then there's a backup. And the videos from the past are going up on that on the channel on Rumble. It's just rumble.com / an American in Bangkok. The problem is I talk about most of the things I want to talk about right here. I just get demonetized, which means I make peanuts. And because of the music, and Rumble's not as strict with the music and with what you say, which I do like. Unfortunately, I don't have the following on Rumble yet that I have on YouTube, and Rumble as a whole is not as popular. I thought I watched the fight yesterday. I was going to say something about that real quick. I think that fight could have went either way. I think if they fought 10 times, I think the thing is, honestly, I thought that Garcia had a good shot at it because of his length, because of his skill, because of his power, and because he was hungry. But sometimes that's not enough. And I think that the thing with Davis is that he is a smarter fighter in the ring. He is very ring savvy. And I think that was his edge. I don't think it was his punching power, although you could tell there was a difference in the power. And Garcia got in a position where the thing is that when you back out, you always have your guard up. You always you're tight. You're blocking. And if you're gonna back out and you're not gonna have your guard up and you're not gonna be in a shell, then you need to be punching. And I think the way that it transpired was that they were holding on to each other. Garcia tried to separate, and as he separated, he kind of opened up, and then right then, boom, Davis was fast enough to nail him with that right to the body, which was a great shot. It was a great shot, and those liver shots are I've never been knocked out with one, but I've been hit with one, and they hurt. They stop you. The reason I wasn't knocked out, I would have been knocked out. The reason I was in the ring with this guy in Desert Hot Springs, which, if you know anything about that area and Indio, there's quite a few fighters out there. Timothy Bradley, Joel Diaz, Julio Diaz, I think, came from there. Is it Julio Diaz? Antonio Diaz. Lots of good fighters in that area. And there's a guy, Steve Quinones, and he and I were sparring one day, and he hit me with a shot to the body, and it stopped me. He's like, "You all right? You all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm all right." And he goes, and he goes, "All right, let's call it." That was the end of the round. That was the end of the sparring, actually. But when you get hit with those liver shots, there's nothing you can do. It's one of those things. Solar plexus, liver, nothing you can do. You hit a guy solid with those shots, and that's it. I don't know how it would go if they fought again. I think right now it's not the right time for Garcia to fight him. He needs to wait, get some more experience, and then maybe fight him again. And who knows what will happen. But, good fight. Good fight. It was good build-up and everything, and I liked it. So, anyway, I got to keep going here. I already talked about the merch. I already talked about Rumble. Buy me a coffee link down there, CASHAPP link down there, become a sponsor on the YouTube channel, hit that join button. You can still use Patreon. I still have Patreon. It's not used as much as it was in the past. I think there are better methods now. What is this? Smalls from the movie Gennaro. I don't. I remember the movie with the dog, the big dog. They were scared of a dog. I don't remember much else other than that. Now, let's get into this here. But I wanted to say something. Carlos has been. If you go to the community tab on my channel, there's lots of photos shown. He started about 4 days ago on this temple. They're renovating the temple. He's taking money out of his own pocket and renovating the temple. There are ties that are helping with it, and he's helping with it, like I said. And it's in the Bangkok area of Thailand, which you guys know I went. That's where the, Wat Phutok? I think that's the name of it, where I was scared. I admit it, I was scared. I was on the side of the mountain, and it wasn't fun. Looking back, I'm glad I did it. It's in that, it's a sub-district of that province. So that's where it is. Now, this thing's in horrible shape. I mean, if you look at just on day one, you look at it and you go, this thing looks like it's gonna fall apart. Anyway, so now in 3 days, it's starting to look a little bit better, but I'm gonna give you guys his contact info here. I'm going to give you his CASHAPP in case anybody wants to. If you want to go there, the name of the temple is the Wat Don Muat. And I have the name of the temple in the community tab, and I will put the Thai spelling of it up shortly because I wasn't sure how to spell it. So I'll put that up shortly, but I'm going to put up his Cash App and his Bangkok Bank. But you can always go to the temple yourself if you decide you're going to travel. You want to listen. You're traveling through and you want to go. I don't know. Spend a couple hours trying to help some people make their temple better. Improve it. You can go there yourself if you want. It's in Pakat, in the Bungkan area, and so let me put this up here, and I'm sure he'd appreciate it because he's shelling out his own money, and they just don't have the cash there. So, and if you want like proof and all that other stuff, I'm sure Carlos is more than willing to give you receipts. So it's not, there's nothing nefarious about this. Now, the other is the Bangkok bank account, which some of you may have. You may not be living here, but you may have one anyway because you've been here or you used to live here or whatever. I'm going to give you his account number. Hopefully this is right. I need to put my glasses on. Then I really look like a doofus. Anyway, so if you want to help out, it's one way to help. Now I can see a little better. Okay. All right. So I think now we've got through the whole spiel, the 30-minute spiel I got to go through. Yeah, I do look different like this. This is a different look for the daily Mallon. But there are certain truths that you must embrace in life, and I have started to realize these truths, and I have always realized some of them. You're welcome, Carlos. Carlos, if you got like, some way of them contacting you or something like that, you can always put it up. You can either put it in the chat, you can put it in the comments, whatever. If anybody wants to get a hold of him, they can always contact me, however you want to do it, okay? He's not asking for millions of dollars. He's not a bank trying to rip you off. He's a legit dude. He's helped many, many people here in Thailand, in Pattaya and elsewhere. They can always line him. Which, maybe you can, I don't know how you do it. I never remember online, but you can get in touch with him. You want to get in touch with him. If you can't get in touch with him, get in touch with me. I'll get in touch with him, and we'll hook you all up, okay? So there's going to be photos start to finish, but anyway, it's all about the perspective. And I saw this post that what prompted me, there's always prompts, and what prompted me to think about these things is something that Jocko said. Jocko Willink. If you don't know who he is, look him up. All right, I'm not going to get into the whole spiel. He's quite well known now. But anyway, he said something, and he said, when I wake up in the morning, I don't think about, do I want to get up? Do I not want to get up? Do I feel good? Do I feel bad? Do I really want to do this? Do I not want to do? He says, I don't even consider it. I just get up. Do I want to turn my alarm off and sleep, go back to sleep? No, I don't do that. I just get up because I don't consider how I feel. It's the same thing I was talking about the other day about going to the gym. I can tell you, if I wanted to complain about all my injuries, and I'm sure I have in the past, not to say it was right, I can do so. My wrist hurts, my shoulder hurts, my knee hurts, my hip hurts, my toenail hurts from my tennis shoes and digging into the ground and digging into the floor. I can complain. Yes, I know he was Gennaro, but I don't think I need to. I think at this point he's well known enough. I don't need to get into all his credentials because He is so well known. But yes, he was a Navy SEAL, and he's a big, hulking jiu-jitsu black belt. Well, I don't know why it would be easier for him than anyone else. Is it easier for me or him? Who's it easier for, him or me? There's no difference. If you truly want to do something, you will do it. And this is the same thing. You can apply this to even moving to a foreign country. You can say, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't think I can. Okay, well then find a solution. Figure it out somehow. That's what you do. You don't sit there and go, oh, I don't know. How am I ever going to do that? Wow, it's crazy. I can't do it. Well, okay, then you can't. Don't do it then. I don't care. For me, I don't care. Honestly. Well, this is the thing. If you just go, oh, I don't want to get up. I want to roll over. Now, sometimes I understand, maybe your old lady is like bugging you going, no, don't get up. Stay with me. I want a little, a little wake-up call. Maybe you wake up a little bit later, that happens. But all in all, you got to wake up. At some point, you got to wake up. So why is it easier for him than anybody else? It's not. It's not easier. We're all the same. We wake up at some point. I don't even have an alarm clock, honestly. And I wake up every day anytime between about 3:30 and 5. And usually 5 is late for me. Because that's how I've been ever since I've been young. I just get up early. I don't know why. Now, I had thought that because I'm going to a different place tomorrow, I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to be, in this area. I'm going to be down by Sukhumvit. I thought maybe Miss Beer will be here today, but she's not here. I don't know if she's going to be working or not. And so that's the way it goes. Sorry, General. Didn't mean it that way. I'm at 6 a.m. regardless. Yeah, not everybody wants to wake up at 4 or 4:30. Some people want to wake up at 9 o'clock. Maybe they work late hours, whatever. Maybe they have the option of getting up late. That's not really the point, though. The point was he made this. He made it sound like, listen, your feelings don't. Well, they do factor. Your feeling of being a bitch and saying, oh, I just don't feel like getting up right now. I'm not going to the gym. I'm not going to work yet. I can go into work late. That's the easy way out. Just get up. And I was thinking about it, and I thought, he's so right. And it's just like going to the gym, where I've been talking about this guy that I see on I think he's on Instagram. And his motto is, go to the fucking gym. That's his motto. Go to the fucking gym. I don't want to hear you crying. I don't want to hear that. Just go to the fucking gym. And I may have injuries. We all have injuries. When have you ever heard of a football player being 100%? Now, he may say he's 100%, but maybe his little pinky is sprained. Maybe his big toe is sprained. Whatever it might be. When you hear a boxer go into a fight and he's 100%, he has no injuries. Doesn't usually happen. You know what they do? They just man up and go. So I think it's important to remember that. But regardless, the number one thing that I was thinking about, because he was talking about feelings, and that is that, and I'm sorry to say this to all you people who, you're sensitive individuals, but most people, they just don't care about your feelings. And some of the things that set me off in the past, when I see them, and like I was talking about a short time ago, is that people are more worried about their feelings than they are about what the truth is. They don't care what the truth is. All they care about, you hurt my feelings. I don't like this. This is not. Oh, don't you care about how I feel? No, I don't. I don't care. Call me selfish. I care about what the truth is. I can tell you that if you have people around you that really care about you, they will care, truly care, if they hurt your feelings for some reason, if whatever reason you deserve to have your feelings hurt, or you had your feelings hurt and you deserve to feel the way that you do, they will care. But the majority of people, they won't care. I can tell you, if, let's say that a total of 500 or 1,000 people watch my streams, at the end of the day, do they really care about me? I mean, oh wow, that's too bad. Mallon died. You care to a point, right? But you can't let it get to you. And, you know, yeah, I mean, suck it up, Buttercup. That's the way it is. And, you know, I'm going to admit right here, listen, there are times I've been a wuss. I admit it. Because I'm lazy. And it's a natural tendency to be lazy. As easy it is to be lazy, it is equally as easy to say, I'm changing the way I think, and I'm going to be a go-getter. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to do what I have to do. Now, I've never been lazy to wake up. And I generally go out when I say I'm going to, and I do what I can. When I say I'm going to do it, most of the time I would do it. But I see these things going on in America, and, you know, I'm anxious to get back to the States. First of all, because I want to see my niece and nephew, and I want to see how they are. And also because I want to see some people there, and I want to communicate with people there and find out how they're thinking it, and just, you know, gauge for myself. Not from here to over there, but once I'm there, I want to see, and I want to listen about how people think. Have they really changed that much? Because as I've said numerous times, whatever happened to sticks and stones may break my sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never harm me. Whatever happened to that? No, does anybody? I mean, I'm sure there's lots of kids that go, "What? I don't know about that. What are you talking about?" There's probably plenty of people who think, "Who came up with that? That's horrible." No, it's not horrible. And, you know, the thing is it's saying, you know, do you really care that much about how somebody speaks about you? I mean, you know, there are some exceptions, but for the most part, if somebody calls you a name, just because they call you a name doesn't mean that you have to retaliate in an aggressive manner. Okay, so I'll tell you something else that prompted me with this stream, and that was, well, let me get into this here. Let me get right into it here, full into it now. One of the questions that, and one of the things that I was talking about was like I said, most people don't care. They don't care about your feelings, so just forget about it. I know that, let's just use him as an example. 2Q Asian. I know he's a good dude. He cares. He can only care to a certain point. He can wait in my what do you call it? The ICU, and it's great. It's nice to have somebody care. My kids wait with him. It's great. And he, you know, he doesn't want me to haul off and keel over. But if I were to keel over, what would he do? He'd say, "Hey, that sucks. My buddy, you know, he croaked. He bit the dust." And then he would move on with life. And that's the thing. You are but a small organism in this whole world. I don't want to get too esoteric, but you are but a little ant in that huge anthill. You are not a snowflake. You are not so special. And you should remember that. So most people don't care. I don't know if you'd want to leave some of the things that I left you. I don't know if that you'd want to receive some of the things that I leave you. Now let's take into consideration women and their feelings. Now, sometimes their feelings are justified. You know, I feel like you don't spend any time with me. Yes, Dust in the Wind, I love that song. And I actually like the Scorpions' acoustic version of that. Great, great tune. You know, hey, I'm gonna say something here. My buddy who died from cancer, I really liked the guy. He was a straight up dude, and he was a guy who was in the military who did some, you know, he had to do some difficult things, we'll put it that way. And now he's gone. And it killed me to see him trying to hold up a glass of water. He couldn't hold up the water. His hands were shaking. He spilled the water all over the place because he was too weak. It killed me to see that. I would never forget that. However, you know, I remember the dude fondly, and I moved on. I moved on with that, and I never forget it. His wife. Now, it's been, I don't know how many years now. 6 years, something like that, 7 years. She's moved on. She's got a new man. It happens. You know why? Because she felt hurt, she felt sad, and she had to get through it. It's what people do, even women. Women got more feelings than men most of the time. Unless some guy's a little bitch. But let's face it, sometimes women are guided by their feelings, where men, real men, generally are not. They're guided by what needs to be done. Lots of foam, not very much coffee. That's why I always like my barista to make it for me. She's not here. I'm gonna have to give her a scolding for not being here. Anyway, let me continue. Yeah, the feelings thing, man or woman, you know, they get in the way. I just said one, and I'm not gonna spend much time on it. And Popeye used to say it: "I am what I am. Just be yourself. Don't worry about it. Listen, I am who I am. I try to better myself. I try to be a better person. I don't always improve every day, or maybe there's no noticeable improvements. However, you know, you got to keep improving. If you care about yourself at all, which that's some other truth that maybe I haven't. That really goes without saying. You have to care about yourself first, which I think a lot of people make the mistake of caring about someone more than they care about themselves, and that is a mistake. But I am what I am. I'm gonna be who I want to be. I'm gonna be my own person. And if somebody doesn't like me, that's the way it is. Take me as I am. That's another one. That's two. Number three, how you see yourself is not always how other people see you. And that's pretty big. And you know, you can also, if you use your kids in that same context, you may see your kids, I learned this a little while ago, you may see your kids one way, you know, but their friends see them in a very different way. Yeah, that's right, I got the same haircut as, oh, I got a nicer looking dome than him. I have a nice round bowling ball head. I do have a neck now, a little bit of one. It's coming back, slowly but surely. I forget what I'm saying, like in 2 seconds. Yeah, how you see yourself is not always how other people see you. So sometimes, that's why having a woman, it can be a blessing and a curse. Because usually, a good woman, I'm not reading from anything. Well, you say it's painfully obvious. That's kind of like common sense. It's so uncommon nowadays. I mean, get real. You may think you're this great-looking stud. Ooh, yeah, all the girls love me. And you talk to somebody else and they go, get real. And I made reference to the guy a long time ago that I'm walking along with him. We're going down, we're right at Nana. I was living in that area at the time. And he said something like, oh yeah, I get all the great looking girls because I'm so handsome or something. I thought he was joking. Because he was a big old baby Huey kind of guy. Definitely not fit. Flabby, white, pale skin. Shaped like a baby Huey. And I said to him, you're joking, right? You are not a handsome guy. You're an average looking dude. And he got pissed off. He got hurt. And I'm like, oh my God. To this day, I laugh about it. He may not laugh about it. He gets all butthurt by it. Anyway. All right, here's one you guys might like. And was it Fire Dude or who was it that said it a little while ago here? Let's see here. Carl Willits, hello. Feelings can misguide as well as guide us. They are only impressions we have of people and situations. Sometimes what needs to be done isn't palatable, but ultimately it will benefit us. Exactly. You can't handle the truth. The truth hurts. All these sayings, there's a reason for them. Anyway, I forget who said something about the government. Maybe it was Fire Dudes. Anyway, I like this one. 99.9% of the time, people are just full of shit. And that applies to governments, companies, whatever. I'm of the opinion now that companies, most corporations, most big businesses, they don't care one bit about you. They don't care if they lie to your face. And we can look at the recent past 3 years and Dr. Fauci. We can look at all these people. We can look at the lying people in the government, in the current U.S. government, amongst other governments in the world, Thailand including. And the bottom line is they're all full of shit. They're all full of shit. Think about when you go out on a date with a girl. Now, you might be some guy who regularly is ripping farts. It's a natural occurrence. Okay, it happens, but sometimes you try to have some class with it. Go in the bathroom or whatever. Whatever it might be. You burp and you fart and you swear. Now, I definitely don't burp much. And if I fart, well, I try not to be disgusting about it, try to do my business where business needs to be done. But if you're one of those kind of guys and you're in your best behavior and you go out with a woman and you all of a sudden oh yes, hi, how are you? Oh, and you're so sweet and that's not you. You're lying, you're bullshitting. And you think women don't do that too? Come on. Women do it all the time. This is what they do. They're good at it. Good morning, Mr. Andy. We've lost the cruel to be kind mentality, and it's a shame. Well, what do you learn from? Painful experiences. Painful truths that emerge. Good morning. All right, let me go on because, I'm on a schedule. I am what I am. You don't see people. People don't care. People don't care because, for the most part, life is an illusion. It's about what you can show on the outside. Thais are very good at that. And I was told the story a long time ago. I didn't believe it at first, and now I do because I've seen it happen several times. Let's say a Thai, he gets a great job. Oh, I'm making $60,000 to start. I got nothing right now. I got peanuts, and I just don't have any money. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I gotta buy a suit. I gotta buy a couple of shirts. I gotta buy this. That guy will go out and spend all his money to look the part, which is necessary. He'll spend a bunch of money. And let's look at marriage and weddings. there are cultures that will spend an inordinate amount of money, insane amounts of money that they don't have in order to make themselves look good to others. Now, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but wouldn't it be better to get a cheap wedding and then have a lot of money so that you can like start a business that, you know, maybe it's costing you 50 grand. All right, so you're 50 grand in Thailand, you spend on a wedding and that's all the money you have. Well, why don't you do something else with that money? Why don't you spend 10 grand? I've seen guys give 700, this is years and years ago, 700,000 baht he gave to his girl. I think he was married for a year. Now, he didn't get that money back. That money was given, it was a gift. Not only that, he spent shitloads of money to fly people out, to put people in nice hotels. I'm talking about Hyatt, Hilton, they were all nice hotels, Sheraton, very nice hotels. You're talking about 200 people. He didn't have the money. He pissed it all away because he wanted to give that illusion. And that's, you know, that's just, to me, that's another form of bullshit. You know, it's all about the surface. It's all about the show. And that's in Thailand, that's a big thing about face, you know. I don't even want to get into that. Now, I saw a movie the other day. I had to watch it. Anytime it's dealing with relationships and unusual circumstances, I have to watch. And this one, I think it was The Longest Third Date. I think that's the title. This dude hooks up with some chick off of, I can't remember the name of the app. He hooks up with some chick on an app. They go out a second time. They kind of like each other, but you know, they're still like, it's too soon. So dude says, why don't we go and take a trip to Costa Rica? Let's do something crazy. This is right when the COVID is hitting. They go. And guess what happens? They get stuck. They get stuck there. They're stuck in Costa Rica. I don't know how long it was, 2.5 months, something like that. Now, I don't know how it's going to end. Apparently, it wasn't a series, it was a movie, and it was only like an hour and 15 minutes. And the reason that it was a movie is because the guy, I don't know if he's on YouTube, the guy, I think his name was Movie Mike or something like that. Movie Mike, I think was his name. And he was always shooting movies. He was always shooting video and making stuff, and you know, he's a creator. And the chick was kind of irritated about it at first, but she got used to it, and you know, then finally it came out, you know, oh yeah, we're sleeping together now. And actually she said, which I was really surprised at this, because they put this in the movie, because she said, oh, we really have nothing to do here. You know, we can't really go anywhere because the beach is closed. The police have closed the beach. All we can do is hang out here and fuck. And this is coming from a Vietnamese girl who, the more you look at her, the more you realize, oh, she's not this sweet little thing. I mean, maybe she's sweet, I don't know. She's all, you know, got a bunch of tattoos, and she's you know, she's running afoul with daddy. She doesn't want to tell daddy she went to Costa Rica with a guy and all this other kind of stuff. But you know, she's sleeping with a guy. Now, how does this relate? Apparently, at the end of the movie, it showed they are living together. Now, this movie is not that old; it just came out. Now, whether or not they're still together, I don't know. But it said at the end of the movie, it said they moved in together. After a month of getting back, they moved in together. Now, how long is it going to take for that honeymoon to end? how long? Good morning, good morning. Now listen, I gotta say something here because I was gonna talk about this, and this is one of these things, and I didn't let it get to me, but it was quite irritating. And I want to tell you about prices here real quick and the cost of living. I've been talking about how the cost of living is going up here, and that's just a fact. Whether you like it or not, it's a fact. All right. But I actually sent a message to Jono the other day, and I said I just bought some Nurofen. Nurofen is an analgesic, and my hands really hurt. And I wasn't gonna buy it, but then I thought, you know what? It's like taking Motrin. It's not a big deal. So I got some. I took some. Now my hands are a little bit better. I actually took some this morning. I used to buy it anywhere from 30 to 40 baht. 40 baht was a high price. Now at the place it was 40 baht. Okay. The same place. Can you tell me how much? What percentage did that price go up? No, you can't. You can't tell me. I'll tell you. Almost 20%. The price went up almost 20%. This is like aspirin. That's what it's like. It's like Motrin. Imagine Motrin going up from, $10. Now it's 12 bucks. It went up from 40 baht to 47 baht. Now 7 baht isn't that much. It's not the amount, it's not the baht, it's the percentage. As I've been saying, I used to be able to buy pad thai for 5 baht, 10 baht. Now guess what it is? 40, 50 baht. It costs. Now, this is inflation. This is something you got to think about. But sometimes the honeymoon ends and, reality sets in. And reality is that there is a lot of inflation going on right now and a lot of crappy stuff going on. I was talking about the corporations and why I get irritated with them, and I don't want to let it get to me, but they are a how can I say this? They force you. If you want to use them, you are going to waste time because of them. I've talked about my bank in the United States, how they used to lock I would take an ATM, I'd make an ATM withdrawal, and they'd lock my account, and I would say, listen, I've already called in and said where I am. I've said I don't want you to lock the account. I've said everything's a go. I've asked you to put my address in Thailand there. I've asked you for all these things, and yet you keep locking up my card. Now, they finally stopped, finally, which is great. And I don't use my card anymore because I don't have a card for them, and I'm not going to. But this is one thing, okay? Now this is even then it had already started. It was in full swing. Anytime you want to talk to somebody, they're either not open, their customer service, oh sorry, we're closed, or you got to push 100 buttons to get through. Please press 1 to hear your message in English. Please press 2 to hear it in Spanish. Okay. Then you have a checking or savings account? Do you want to speak to a representative, or yes, I want to speak to a representative. Do you want to speak to them about an ATM card? Can you please enter your ATM card? It's like, Jesus Christ. In the old days, I called up, you speak to somebody. It takes you 2 minutes. Now, sometimes the line was busy, sometimes they didn't have somebody available or whatever. Okay, that happened once in a while. Nowadays, the corporations don't give a shit. They don't care. In fact, they care so little that they don't even put their phone number in a place like, you'll see contact us, and they'll say, you can email us, and we'll get back to you within 72 hours or 48 hours or 24 hours, whatever it is. Sometimes that ain't good enough. The other day, our call volume is higher than usual. You may have to wait for up to 18 minutes. Yeah, okay. So the other day, I go to Bangkok Bank. I go to my app. Now, I don't have a card on a Bangkok Bank anymore because I have 2 accounts. It's 600 baht a year. I don't want those. Why? I can withdraw money with my phone, just by using a scan, by using a QR code, whatever, cardless withdrawal, and I can pay without a card. I don't need to use a debit card or credit card or whatever. And if for whatever reason there's a problem, then I can transfer money to another bank that I have a card with or whatever. I go to log into my account, I check my balance, okay, good, you got plenty of money in there, boom, 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 no problem. A few minutes later, I had my phone sitting on the table in front of me. A few minutes later, I go onto the phone. I get on the app. We're sorry, your app has been locked. You've tried to enter the incorrect code too many times. I'm like, okay, I never try to use the code. I use my thumb. Now, I kind of doubt someone else is trying to get on, So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm going to have to call Bangkok Bank. I call them up. Well, first of all, it says, go to our chat. I go to the chat. It says, sorry, the chat is not available at this time. 10:30 in the morning. I say, okay, I'll call them up. I call them up. And I get the whole runaround. I get the whole, call volume is high. Then I get the whole, do you want this in English? And then it's, we're sorry, but because of our high volume, we're going to have to put you on hold. Our high call volume, we need to put you on hold. And then you hear their happy music. And then what really pisses me off is it's almost as if they do it on purpose. There's a gap between the song. The song will stop, and there's like a 20-second gap. So you think, oh, somebody, and you hear a click. So you think somebody got on the phone. You think somebody's on the phone with you. No, then the music starts playing again, and you're like, son of a... So I wait. About 20 minutes I waited. There's this little guy on the phone. You can hear, he's like, well, yes, sir, can I help you? I'm like, yeah, can you unlock my app? I'm like, why'd you unlock my app in the first place? Oh, you must have punched in the wrong number. I said, I don't use a number. I use my thumb. Oh, yeah, maybe you touched it wrong. I touched it one time. And I opened the account. Then when I went back, it didn't open. I'm very sorry, sir. Let me try to get that unlocked for you. Okay. Can I have this information? Can I have that information? For security reasons, your call will be recorded. For your own security, we will, listen, stop worrying about my security. Stop worrying about me. I don't give a shit about you, and you don't give a shit about me. That's the truth. That bank does not give a shit about me. I'm not worth hundreds of millions of dollars where if they lose that money, it's gonna really hurt. They don't care. And you know what? I don't give a shit about them either. The only thing I care is that things work. The guy goes, oh, can I put you on hold, sir? Yeah, of course you can. Oh, you must have done this. You must have done that. Can you try this? Can you get your account? I said, I can't get my login information for my account because your Bangkok Bank doesn't let me go to a URL because it makes me use an app and I don't have the number with me. I'm out right now. Oh, okay, sir. Let me put you on hold again. The total time I was on the phone was probably 45 minutes. I'm sitting there just going, this is such a waste of frickin' time. If I had called somebody up, and this is so the corporations make more money. That's the way I look at it. Am I wrong? The corporations make more money because they're using robotics. They're using an automated system. Now, first, this isn't good for, well, I'm sorry, I don't like the Indian ones. I don't usually get those. I usually get the Filipinos, and I just wish I could speak to someone and I didn't have to hear, yeah, I have a problem with my app. Am I understanding you correctly? You have a problem with your app, sir. You don't have to repeat everything. Okay, I got one more I got to bitch about. Finally, I got it taken care of. It got unlocked. Hopefully it won't happen again. However, for my trip, Delta frickin' Airlines, who, I've taken some epic trips with. I've used my points with them. I've made a lot of trips on Delta, more than anywhere else probably. They send me a message. You need to log in immediately and approve the changes to your itinerary. I go on to the itinerary. Here's your before, here's your after. I look line by line. I can't see one thing different. I do see that I'm leaving at 3:15 in the original, and the next one it says 3:14. I cannot for the life of me believe that they would honestly send me an email saying I must quickly update the system and approve the change in the itinerary for 1 minute. So I made a mistake. It's my mistake. I call up. Well, wait a minute. I didn't call. I tried to call. And guess what? In Thailand, even reservations is closed on the weekends. You may not think so. Look for reservations. You got to go to the airport. Now you have to go to the airport. They're open Monday through Friday, business hours. I'm like, oh, you bastards. What kind of airline isn't open even on the weekends for reservations? I'm like, what? So you mean, so if I want to buy a ticket, I got to go there? Or I got to use Travelly? I see that they have a chat. I go, well, let's see about this. I go onto the chat. Now, I watched a whole fight. I watched the Davis-Garcia fight, and I watched the fight before that, which I can't remember who it was, which tells you their star power. I watched both fights. That's how long it took. I thought there'll be a little beep or something. There'll be a little noise. As far as I know, you can. I watched both fights. Finally, I hear a noise. I'm like, okay. Somebody's on. Yes, sir, can I help you? Now, they had already asked me for my Sky Miles number, my full name, and all this stuff. As soon as the lady comes on, could I have your full name, the confirmation number, the dates of your flight? I go, doesn't this show when I give my Smiles number, Sky Miles number, doesn't it show? Why do you need me to re-input this information? Because at this point, I'm like, just going, these people are worthless. Now, I was on the chat with them for about 20 minutes. All in all, the total time I was on the chat was about an hour and 20 minutes. All because you know what it was? I didn't want to make a mistake and approve something that they weren't showing. I said, why don't you just send me your original itinerary had you departing at 3:15 or 6:15. Your updated itinerary has you leaving at 6:14. Please approve this if it's okay. No, they didn't do that. They didn't show that. They just show everything, and I gotta weed through it myself. They got all this automated shit, but they don't use it to make it better for me, to make it easier for me. So that's another thing. And I sent, you can change your seat if it's available, and sometimes if you want to pay. And in some cases, $30-40 to get a seat. Forget about check-in baggage, which is another thing. And so, this is why I have this mentality now. It's the banks, it's governments, it's damn near everywhere except small businesses. I mean, even Starbucks. Listen, Starbucks is sticking it to us. I mean, let's just face it. Granted, their coffee is always acceptable. It's never great. It's always acceptable. It's the same standard all the time at the same inflated price. I'm just of the opinion that they always want to stick it to you. And it's like, sometimes I feel like, okay, let me bend over and you can stick it to me, and I've got to say, yes, thank you, may I have another? because I don't have a choice sometimes. Well, I guess I could have a choice. I could just click the button and then take my chances. If business class is available, can you upgrade for free like a hotel? No. So Jono responds to me. Let's see here. I'm so tired of getting a bot on a chat app. You simply, yeah, exactly, which is what I got when I originally went into the chat for the airline. I'm so tired. You have a simple question or two, end up typing them to a machine that gives you standard stock answers, or they don't even have a phone number. They don't even have a way to contact them. What they do is they give you these automated responses, or they give you an FAQ, and if you don't like the FAQ, then you can go on and you can email them. And if it's a Friday, listen, I got an email from Wise. They double charged me for some money. Now, I don't like that. I want my money back. They double charged me. They didn't give me the money. And it's a chunk of money, you know. It's a bit of a chunk. I need it. They're a little bit easier to get a hold of. Wise is pretty easy to get a hold of. But calling them is a hassle. So I emailed them. I emailed them on a Friday, and I got a message back on Saturday. They did get back to me. So that's good. But he's saying here, I had to return some sneakers to Adidas online, and the whole process took nearly a month between the RMA shipping back and finally the refund. Yeah. So that's one of my little. Well, those are some of my pet peeves, and this is why, you see these commercials. Some say, "We care. We want you to be happy. Enjoy the luxurious." You're all full of shit. I'm looking at you, all you corporations. You're all full of shit. I don't expect anything for free. But, stop sticking it to the little guy. And, and this is the way of the world now. I believe that. I believe it is the way of the world. And, guess what you got to do? You got to just man up. You just got to accept it, and you do what you can. And, that's why I never want to call a place. Now I just go, I got to give some leeway on this. I got to give some leeway, because if you don't, then you find yourself in a position where you're in a hurry, and then it is frustrating because you're like, I'm running out of time. All right, let me go on with this, because no guts, no glory. Sometimes you got to take a risk. No pain, no gain. No guts, no glory. You got to be willing to take risks. That is a truth that, if you want to be timid and hide, I don't care what anybody says about all my failures, and I've had a lot of public failures, or at least a few. I don't care. You know why? Because people fail. That's what happens. But if you don't try, then what are you? You don't have any. If you don't try, what are you talking for? You got no reason to talk. And most of the people who have ever criticized me, I already know. I know from looking at them. I know from their cowardice. I know from their bullshit talk. I know from the way that they comment. These guys would never try shit. And I don't think it's a big deal to move to another country. I think it takes a little bit of balls, but I don't think it's such a big deal. What I do think is a big deal is to do things on a regular basis that most people don't do, or they're scared to do. Sometimes you gotta just have some balls and just go for it. Whether it means walking the length of Thailand, walking across Thailand, whether it means walking on a mountain that you don't want to walk on because you've already fell and almost died from some height. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm not trying to apply this to me. It can apply to anybody. That's another. You want to be a scaredy cat, you want to live in fear, then go ahead, do it. But that's not the way you should live. And this has been a truth of mine that I haven't really. Now, what I have said is sometimes I've been a bit stupid about it, bitten off more than I can chew. I think I can, but I've never received a Google Pay, and I don't know how it works really. I mean, I'd like to get it set up and get it to work, but I don't know. Would you say it's not necessarily corporations, but human nature, as Gordon Gekko said, greed is right? No, I say it's the corporations. Yeah, I mean, but it doesn't just apply, and this is why I say they're all full of shit. Everyone's full of shit. I mean, listen, what are you gonna do? I'll put it in a different light. Corporations, they start out generally with well, I guess it depends. You know, you start out small and you build yourself up. They probably don't start out to have to, with the idea that they're going to run their company a certain way in the future when they're really, really big, because they don't know if they're ever going to grow that big. But the corporations that are in power now, and especially the big pharma and, you know, these lobbying and, you know, tobacco and all these other big businesses, they're all full of shit. They're full of shit. Look at Starbucks. Look where Starbucks gets their beans from. You know they're paying the guy peanuts, man. They're paying him next to nothing. I've talked to people who were approached at growing for Starbucks. And they were like, by the time it gets to them, by the time they whittle you down and get a price at it, you know, they pitch you the price, you're like, what am I going to make here? I ain't going to make nothing. You know. So I don't really think it's just, I think it is, greed is human nature, although I think for some people, the money is important. And this is something that I didn't really know. When I was younger, I wasn't brought up to think, you gotta go chase the money, you gotta get the money, you gotta get the money, you go after the money. Money number one. No. I wasn't raised that way. Let's see here. Rent is a killer in Oz. Rent is a killer in many places. And even rents here are going up. You know, just face it. Rents are going up everywhere. Prices are going up everywhere. It's natural. I mean, this happens over time. You know. And for many men, the triangle is their sole motivator, and that, to me, I mean, listen, not to say that it isn't a wonderful thing, but let's face facts. You can't let that rule the world. You can't let that rule your world. Otherwise, you are easily manipulated. And also, relating it to this triangle topic, it's much harder to say no than it is to say yes. It takes a lot more discipline to say no than to say yes. I've hung out with guys, I've been around in situations where it'd be very easy for me to just go, yeah, man, I want some of that, or hey, I want in. And I just thought to myself, I can see the future. And I had a guy a long time ago tell me, he said, you know, remember one thing. If you give in to situations that you know are probably not good for you, in the long run, it will probably bite you in the ass. And I do believe that. So that's something else to consider. That's another one of my truths. But getting back to that third date thing, get through the honeymoon phase to see the reality. You can put that into the context of a relationship. You can put it into the context of a relationship with a country, such as Thailand. That's why I always say Thailand is not paradise. And then getting to the next truth, the next inevitable truth. No place is perfect. No one is perfect. Nothing, well, rarely is something perfect. It may be perfect for a split second. It may be perfect for a short period of time. It might be paradise for a short period of time. But it ain't gonna be perfect forever. And that is the imperfection. If the heat and pollution is intolerable during the day, well, right now it is. Right now, it is definitely intolerable. You don't want to be out in the heat. I went out, when was it? Day before yesterday, I went out and I was getting a motorbike. Or I was getting a song tower or something, I forget. I do remember standing in front of my house. Okay. Oh, Barry Humphries died. That's too bad. I really liked what was it, Les Patterson, that character he created. I really liked him. That was something in the UK. I saw in the UK actually, and it was hilarious. Whatever movie I watched, but that's really too bad. Actually, the heat supposedly it's supposed to get a little bit cooler in the next month. You know, as we get towards the end of May. But yes, it is very hot. I went out in front of my house the other day, and you know, there's no shade. I wasn't standing in the shade. I went out standing in a road, you know, trying to get a moto or a song towel. I think I got a moto. I'm standing there, and I'm like, son of a bitch, it's hot. I can't believe how hot it is. And my wife comes in. She's always, man, it's so hot out there. So I wanted to talk a little bit about electricity, but let me finish this up real quick, because, you know, while these may be common sense, as I said, common sense has become very not so common. Okay, so I said, you know, nothing, no place, whatever, nobody is perfect. Remember that chick, and that relates to the honeymoon thing too. You might meet some chick and you go, oh my God, she's the best, she's awesome, she's so wonderful. Sure she is. Get to know her a little bit. She'll show some little chink in her armor. She'll have a flaw. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. Gennaro, I'm sure you saw some flaws in the Thai girls that you were dating back in the States. You know, I'm sure all you married guys out there can see that, you know, your wife has a couple little things, and, you know, even I have flaws, if you can believe that. I know it's hard to believe, but I do have flaws, you know. The inability to get rid of lower belly fat. I'm trying so hard to get rid of that lower belly fat, but it doesn't come off easy. It's time for that, stick something in and suck out the fat. All right. Anyway, the last but not least, nothing worth having comes easy. Think about it. If it were easy, everybody would have it, or everybody would be doing it. If that 12 that you thought loved you so much really did love you, she wouldn't be going, that'll be 20,000 baht, sir. Nothing worth having comes easy. So, to wrap it up here, number one, I am what I am. Number two, how you see yourself is not always how you are seen by others. Number three, and quite important, especially to you, what do you call them back there? You woke individuals, you nutcases in the United States. I know I'm going to get demonetized for that comment. Most people don't give a flying about your feelings. Oh, I did forget one. Money equals options. So don't think that money is not important, because it is. You don't have to make it your ruling mantra in life, though. But it is quite important, and I wish I knew that a little bit when I was a little bit younger, because I've made a fair bit of money in my life, but I haven't been able to hold on to it, and that is something that, you know, you need to think about when you're young. And I have taught that to Alex and Nicholas, where it's not so much how much you make, it's how much you keep. Next, just about everyone's full of shit, whether it's a company or a person. Remember that. They're always putting on the brave face. They're always showing the good side. They're putting on a happy face. They might not be so happy. Next, no guts, no glory. Take the risk. Get through the honeymoon to see reality. That goes for a person in a relationship. That goes for a relationship with a business, with your work co-workers, whoever it may be. Country. What is this? This is, I think, number 8, 9, 10, no. 9, 10, 11, no. 10, number 10. It's much harder to say no than yes, and sometimes you really need to say no, and it takes a lot more strength to say no than it does to say yes. As you know, I mean, look how many people give it. Look in Hollywood, these hypocrites. I'm glad that Ricky Gervais called them all out. I love that. I love that he did that, because they're all a bunch of hypocrites. You know, that's the truth. They're a bunch of hypocrites. They cave in, you know, they sell out, they do all kinds of things, you know. Look at Kim Kardashian. I hate to use her as an example again. Shit all over her all the time. But how many men has she been with just because she's been on that channel? Obviously, she's got a problem. You know what that problem is? She is too goddamn difficult to get along with. I mean, Kanye West was a nutcase. He couldn't stay with her. All right, let me go on here. No one, I said no one, no thing, no place, no country is perfect. Remember that. Accept the flaws. If they're deal breakers, move on. If they're not, well, you got to deal with them. And then last but not least, nothing worth having comes easy. If it were easy, everyone would be doing it. Everyone would have it. If it was so easy to make, $50 million or be a billionaire, everyone would be one. So, anyway, all right. Now we got that done. Let me talk about what Gennaro's talking about, which relates to the next subject, which is electricity and electrical bills here in Thailand. I have a question for those. Is it intolerable? Yes, it is. I already said that. I refuse to be stuck inside a condo all day long in air conditioning. If that's the case, I couldn't live there all year long. Well, I'm not stuck all the time. I don't have a condo. We have a townhouse. And I'm not stuck in there all the time. But I will tell you that we have to run the air. We have like 4 or 5 fans in the house. And we must use that air conditioner to keep the place cool enough to actually not be dripping in sweat. It is that hot. So we run the air. You know, like I said, I won't be surprised if our air conditioning bill is 10,000 baht this month or more. I won't be surprised. But you can go out. You just need to know how to do things, and you mix it up a little bit. If you got to walk somewhere, you don't want to walk a long, long way. You don't want to be walking an hour, 2 hours. You don't want to be doing that, because you're going to sweat. You're going to get drenched in sweat because it's going to be really, really hot. Now, you could leave your house. Maybe you take a taxi. You go to point A. You have your meal, you do whatever, then you're like, oh, well, the little coffee shop's right down the street. Okay, well, if it's right down the street like a 15, 20-minute walk, okay, probably not a problem. However, if it's an hour away, jump on a motorbike or whatever. Jump in a taxi. You don't want to jump on a motorbike. I understand. What? I'm not even going to read that. I'm so tired of hearing about the hotties. Just think about this. Okay? This is an inevitable truth. Think about your girl sitting on the toilet, taking it or having a dump, and you walking in there immediately afterwards. She's not feeling good. She's got the diarrhea. Think about when she's not feeling so good and she's not being very nice and you haven't done a damn thing. Think about once you are finished, if you know what I mean. You finish. Oh, everything is great. Everything is grand. Oh, yes. Well, guess what? That moment is fleeting. People go up and down. Emotions are cyclical. Especially for women. Last but not least, everything is BS, including all these little sayings we repeat just to do what makes you smile more than what makes you cry. Well, like I said earlier, you can't handle the truth. I don't think that makes people smile. It makes people go, when I say a lot of this stuff, I'm applying this to people in the United States, and I know I would piss a lot of people. You cannot imagine, when I go to Twitter, which I don't go very often, sometimes I put up my videos or I put something up. I don't like going to Twitter because it's toxic. And there are times when I go, or even Instagram, or Facebook, all these freaking social media platforms. I go on there and I see some lady crying about something, or I see her blowing up in some department store or something like that, and I want to write like, I want to write something, nasty. That's my first inclination, and then I think, I want to just chill. I don't want that. Keep me in my bubble, baby. I seen a vid on a guy that makes $150,000 a year on OnlyFans. Not sure what videos he makes. What do you think he's doing? He's being a daddy bear. He's showing off being the daddy bear. I can't do that. Believe me, I could probably go on there, even now, I could probably go on there with the body that I got, and I could probably make money. And I probably wouldn't even have to show anything down yonder. But I just can't do it. It's not my style, man. Come on. That's what I mean. Money not number one. I like the idea of seasonal travel. Thailand, December, January, February, spring, maybe Japan, and then summer, Europe. So do that. Go ahead and do it. I think it's a good idea. Nice side hustle? No, thank you. I think I'll pass on that side hustle. I'd rather teach English. Japan gets very hot in the summer. You need a butler. I not have money too much. Just mount the 10 AC units all over the house and turn your place into the North Pole. I'd love to do that. It costs too much money, though. I mean, really, it's outrageous. Now, I want to read this article. It's my article. It's up on my website right now about Thai businesses struggling. And it's not just the businesses, it's people like me. I'm struggling with my electric bill. I don't want to have to pay an extra 5,000 baht a month of what my budget is. I don't want that. I don't have, endless amounts of, I'm sorry, I make big money here on YouTube. But I just don't have that extra dough. Speaking of which, remember to go over to Shopify, go over to AmericanInBangkok.com and get your I Love Mallon hat. Or wait, this is I Love Thailand. I have to get the I Love Mallon hats made up. Thai businesses and YouTube personalities struggling with high electricity bills and lack of customers amidst scorching heat. Restaurants and entertainment venues in Thailand are struggling with rising power bills and a lack of outdoor customers due to the current scorching weather. Meanwhile, supermalls are seeing an increase in customer traffic as people look for a cool refuge from the heat. Thanakon Kuptachit, an advisor to the Thai Alcohol Business Association, stated that the current sweltering weather is negatively impacting hotels, restaurants, and entertainment places. And people like me, and people like Fire Dude, who said his electricity doubled. Okay, granted, it's not going to probably kill anybody at this point, anybody like us, but there are reasons for these increases, and they, I don't even want to get into it. It has to do with government policies and blah, blah, blah. I need my Mallon in the morning t-shirt. How about I need my morning Mallon and make a t-shirt of that? If somebody wants to give me a design like that, send it on over. Maybe I'll give you a free shirt. You'll get the first shirt. I need my morning Mallon. Yeah, well, they're designed to keep cool, but guess what, Gennaro? They ain't that cool. I've been in those houses. I've been in Jim Thompson's house. I've been in a couple others that were teak and on the border, and they are not that cool. All right. These facilities are being burdened with higher electricity bills due to their appliances such as refrigerators and air conditioners, which have to work harder and run constantly. You know, I wonder, we got two refrigerators. We got two microwaves. We only use one. Only one is plugged in. And we got way too many computers. Yeah, exactly. To be cooler doesn't equal cool temperatures. I'm wondering if we like combine everything from in our refrigerators, if we can do that, put it in the bigger one, would that save us? Some money? Higher electricity bills due to their appliances such as refrigerators and air conditioners, which have to work harder and run constantly, like in my house. My wife is home right now. She's working. That air conditioner is on and she's sitting right in front of it. That'll be $10, Gennaro. And whoever else said hottie today. It's $10 a pop, boys and girls, and she ain't that hot. I can tell you that. Sorry. Lukewarm alert. Lukewarm alert. All right, jet lag. That'll be $10. $9.99. Hit the join button. Additionally, the lack of outdoor customers due to the heat is adding to the business's challenges. Dude, Gennaro, come on, dude. Get your eyes checked. Seriously, get your eyes checked if you truly believe that. No. That's just a no. All the way around, it's a no. No. The lack of outdoor customers due to the heat is adding to the business's challenges. Despite businesses, I blind them. Despite businesses running normally, they are affected by the unfavorable weather. However, there is still support from nighttime tourists, although the legal closing time has still not been extended as previously proposed. Mrs. Taniwan Kunmongkon, president of the Thai Restaurant Association, also spoke out about the issue of rising electricity prices, especially in the restaurant sector. She found that a large restaurant chain's latest overall electricity bill has spiked to 1.7 to 1.8 million baht, representing an increase of 70% compared to the previous bill of 1.1 to 1.2 million baht. However, restaurant operators cannot immediately adjust their selling prices, so they are absorbing electricity prices into their management expenses. On the other hand, supermalls are benefiting from increased customer traffic as people seek shelter from the blazing sun and avoid running air conditioning at home. Mr. Natakid Tangpun Sintana, Vice President of the Marketing Division of the Central Department Store, reported that Central World has seen an approximate increase of 10 to 15% in customer visits compared to normal days, with over 200,000 people per day, including Thais and international tourists alike, during the recent Songkran Festival. Thai and foreign visitors are choosing to visit retail stores within shopping malls and department stores, particularly during weekends. There has been a significant increase in customer footfall starting around 11 a.m. compared to the previous pattern of visiting between 11:30 and 12:30. Customers are also spending more time in stores, shops, and malls with an average visit of 3 to 4 hours in response to the public outcry. Listen to this shit. In response to the public outcry over rising power bills, caretaker Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha revealed that he would wait for a special meeting with the Energy Regulatory Commission before approving a 7 satang reduction in the electricity tariff for the May to August period. That's just ridiculous. Now, the cost of electricity has risen from last year quite a bit. Back in 2012, it was approximately 512 baht per month per household in Thailand. That was the average price, median price, 527 baht. Then it went up to 565. It went up to in 2021 to 743 baht in 2021. So, and you know, prices have gone up. They've gone up 4.6%. They've gone up 18%. Yeah, as of 2021, it was 743. Let's see here if I can get this average price. Now it's saying the average price as of last year, 1,418 baht. That's just crazy. So almost double. Let's see here. Where is Thailand on this list here of most expensive places in the world for electricity? Denmark is apparently the most expensive. I'm just keeping my eyes open for Thailand. It's hard to see here. Oh, Thailand is more expensive than the Ivory Coast, Canada, North Macedonia, Morocco, Hungary, Albania, Namibia, Malawi, Serbia, Armenia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Mexico. So Indonesia, Mexico, Ecuador, Taiwan, South Korea, there you go. Turkey, Belarus, Cameroon, Sierra Leone, the DR Congo, China, Georgia, Vietnam, all cheaper than Thailand. All right, let me see here. Something's not working here. Wait. Is solar getting popular over there? No. It's still expensive to hook up. It's expensive to maintain, and you know, but it's expensive to hook up. It's expensive to buy all the solar equipment. Expensive for ties. And I'm not saying there isn't any. There is, but you know. All right, listen. We got 15 minutes left. I don't want to get shut out today if it's possible. Somebody buy something, add a Cash App, become a member, do whatever you got to do. Join, click a super chat, a super thanks, do whatever you have to do. I really don't like getting shut out because that means I have no value. I haven't earned anything by this stream or through my channel or whatever it may be. And I know there's a lot of people here who regularly contribute, so I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about all the other ones who never contributed red cent, and yet that's why I'm not reading their comments anymore. That's what other channels do, big channels do. They just don't read your comment. You don't ever give a contribution. You don't ever, you know, you don't care. All right, well then I guess my value is very low. I'm a low value channel. I don't house my turkeys. I let them run wild. Is Thailand cheaper than the United States? I believe it is. No, it's far more expensive. Yeah, it's about 4 times more expensive in Thailand than it is in the United States. Per household kilowatt, and by business kilowatt, it is more expensive. Now, I don't know how that works out. I really don't know. Hi, morning. I'm gonna get one of the SB baristas on a pick. Oh God, John, I'm sorry. I'm not putting some chick on one of my I might put a cartoon of a chick, you know, like the sexy body or something, but I'm not gonna. Well, let me see what it says here. Let me look at this closer. Hang on, because it doesn't sound right, but it does show here that Thailand's electricity prices. Oh, that's all right. Never. Hang on. I read it incorrectly. Let me see where the U.S. is. Okay, Thailand is at 0.122. The United States is at 0.180. So, what's that, about 40% more? The United States is about 40% more expensive. I think I've seen wind farms. Yes, there are wind farms here in Thailand. What is pedestrian? I don't know what pedestrian. Why aren't there pedestrian thoroughfares in Bangkok like in Europe? There are. What are you talking about? It's probably true because it's hot all year. In Thailand, we have cooler seasons. Yeah, Thailand always hot. But you know, there it is there. Ecuador is how much cheaper? 0.096. So it's about 30% cheaper. What about Portugal? Cambodia is more expensive than Thailand. Where's Portugal? Wow, Laos is 0.034. So Laos is very, very cheap. The electrical there is very, very cheap. Maybe they're subsidized by China or something. I don't know what they do. Let's see Portugal, because I don't see Portugal. That's not a good sign. Poland. Portugal, 0.29, which is what, 70% more expensive than even the United States. Australia is one of the most expensive in the world for power. Well, where is Australia? Because, you know, we can't forget you Aussies. 0.235. I'll give you the link to this for those who are interested. Yeah, at least leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you wouldn't mind. I understand, you know, times are tight and all that good stuff, but if you join, it's $1.99. Thank you, John. I'll take what I can get. I appreciate that $3. Thank you very much. That covers my coffee, so thank you so much. I appreciate that. Choke B. I have not been shut out now. I love that. I'm on a streak. Hopefully you get a lot more value out of this channel than you do I'm talking to all you guys. I hope you get a lot more value out of this channel than you get from Schmegdonald's, because you can't even get a burger. At Schmegdonald's now for what? How much is a burger at Schmegdonald's? Here in Bangkok, it's about $6. Something like that. For like a double cheeseburger, it's like $6. Maybe not that much. It might be like $5. Can live in Thailand off 100 baht a month and eat street food. It's way cheaper than the United States. Yeah, okay. Okay. Like I said, I'm gonna start doing what the big channels do. Just remember that. Thank you very much, Mr. Richard. I hope you are well. I did get a Cash App. Thank you so much. I hope you're doing well there, Richard. I hope Mr. Mitch is doing well. I hope Patty Bob is doing well, you know. And Mr. Tom, like I said, you know, sometimes people get under the weather and hopefully they just get better. What always worries me is that, you know, some people, they don't get better. You know, this is a big misconception. Go get yourself a pork steak. Go get yourself a pork steak. Go get yourself, I bought 2 pork collars. Now, this may be cheaper than the United States, I don't know. But for those people thinking that they're gonna live here for dirt cheap, and okay, start eating Thai food every single day. How long will you last? Jono doesn't do it. A lot of people don't do it. I can guarantee you that 2Q Asia doesn't do it when he's here. Andy doesn't do it when he's here. Carnivore Chronicles doesn't do it when he's here. Lots and lots of people do not do it when they're here. They don't eat Thai food all the time. First of all, because you get sick of it. It's great food. It's fantastic. But you get tired of it. Bottom line, you get tired of it. You know, Bali is cheap. Listen, I would say about 80% of the people that come to, oh, I can't believe it's so cheap. They say that about Bali also. They say it about Cambodia. They, oh, it's so much, because it's cheaper in the areas that they care about, such as food. Food is cheaper here. For the most part, it's cheaper. I bought 2 pork collars. I don't know how much they weighed. I can't remember. I still have the, maybe tomorrow I can tell you because I still have one left. But yesterday I had a piece of steak, a pork collar. It was a good sized piece of pork. And it was so delicious. Now, guess how much each one cost? You think it was 50 baht? You think it was 60 baht? No. It was 102 baht. Okay? Pork collars. It's a piece of meat. It's you know, I guess it's around the neck of the, that's what they call it, pork collar. It's a nice big piece of boneless pork. And it is good. So good. 202, I think it's 204 baht for 2 pieces. Now, obviously, that price is going to change depending on the weight, but it was a decent piece of meat. It's not disgusting. Gennaro, I mean, come on. You eat bacon. You eat bacon, after all. I mean, really. You know. Anyway, I got to turn off this mic because now my phone battery is running low. I'm at like 76% of my battery only goes up to about 76% now. Okay, well, you're one of the few. Many of us like pork. We eat swine, and we like it. We enjoy it. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, and if you eat red meat is going to be quite a bit expensive, more expensive. I will tell you this. All right, the sound's going to change a bit, but shit, how am I going to do this? One moment, please. Yes, pork neck is delicious. Okie dokie. So, I had 2 pieces of beef the other day. Those were tenderloins. They were 335 baht. That's about 10 bucks for 2 pieces. Now they were small medallions. The total weight was about 200 grams. And we're speaking in grams. We're not speaking in ounces. So, 200 grams. Now those were fantastic. They were so good. I mean, I gave one to Alex. Alex had one, I had one, and then I had my other stuff that I usually eat. And they were so good. I ate them and I just went, oh my God. Then I saw 2 pieces of beef tender. It was a little bit different brand. It was 229 baht. I thought, wow, I can get it for cheaper. Hey, I'm gonna have a great meal. Now, Alex wasn't awake. I ate both of them. They were horrible. So, you know, what do? You have the one that's 229 baht. You get that one again? No, it tastes like shit. It was terrible. I was like, this meat's way too tough. It's way too nasty. It doesn't taste anything like those good tenderloin. You gotta get. So tell me, and that wasn't a whole meal. That was the beef portion. That was the protein. For many people, they need a carbohydrate. They need something on the side, rice, potatoes, whatever it may be. I'm not doing that, but I like my kimchi, which they had some kimchi the other day. They had the papaya kimchi. It was fantastic. Now they're out. You sold that shit. They sold out of that stuff quick. Then they have something else on the side, like a vegetable, right? I have a salad usually. I have the kimchi, the salad, I might have something else, you know. So now you're talking, that's, you know, that's gonna cost you more. What's going on here with this? So, you know, please, this idea of, you know, oh, I'm gonna live off of $80 a month. Maybe my wife will do that shit. She's gonna get down to skin and bones, living off of 50 baht a day. You know, living off $100 a month or something like that. She's gonna be. It's not a way that you want to live, boys and girls. And for you knuckleheads out there who think, you know, oh, I'm just gonna eat Thai food all the time. All right, yeah, you can do it for a short period of time, but you're not gonna do it forever. And you know, if you think otherwise, I'm sorry. I've got the proof. It's one of my truths, and that's the way it goes. I'm gonna bet you money that I'll get somebody that says hottie alert. Because that's what you guys do. What is this? Meat consumption needs to go the way of the dinosaurs. Sorry, I don't agree. I will never agree. I just can't. What are you going to eat that fills you up? What's going to fill you up? All right, Sweaty Betty equals $5. Hottie Alert equals 10. Take your pick. From now on. I don't understand as a vegan what the hell you eat. How can you get full? Eating tofu? I always say tauhu because that's what you say in Thailand. How are you going to fill yourself up? You gonna eat that faux meat shit? I mean, listen, if you're eating it in spaghetti, you know, it goes over pretty well. I've had it before. But all the other stuff, like they got the faux, okay, well, whatever. You know, this is for all the people who aren't sarcastic and they're vehement about their eating only vegan products. They got vegan cheese now, and I almost grab some because I like orange cheeses. I don't usually get them because they don't usually have the stuff I like. I usually get Gouda or something else, you know, Havarti or whatever. Eat them. But they got this vegan cheese shit out now. You know, too many soy boys in America. Hear me now or hear me later. Eat your meat, boys and girls. Get your protein. I even told my wife yesterday, I said, listen, you need to start eating some more red meat. It's gonna, you know, it's gonna improve the testosterone, the estrogen, whatever. Look it up. Even Carnivore Chronicles knows what I'm talking about. He knows the truth. Eat that red meat. Give you more wood in the morning. Give you a stiffy. Things work too well for me. Just saying. I don't have any issues. Well, I got issues, but I don't have those issues, fortunately. Hummus, beans, legumes, nuts, seeds. I actually like hummus. And I have 2 cans of beans sitting in my, and I got a bag of beans sitting at my house. I'm not gonna eat them. I try to pawn them off on the wife and she doesn't wanna cook them. We got some nuts at the house. I don't eat too many seeds. Noodles, no. Rice, no. Vegetables, yeah, okay. Fruit cereals make me produce more methane. Thank you for sharing that. If you're gonna toss that salad long enough to get the dressing included. Ugh. Oh, yeah, okay, guys. All right, well, I see where this is headed. We're headed in the wrong direction. Use your electricity, get an electric wok, or get gas, whatever, do whatever, but just cook up that meat, fry it up, use some olive oil. No soy. got a problem with that for some reason.
I don't drink regular milk. I drink soy milk.
Listen, I understand a little oat milk, I understand a little almond milk, but soy milk? We're going to talk about testosterone in a video coming up, or I'm going to talk about it. And I'm not a doctor, but I do know some invaluable truths that seem to be working and have been helping. And I'm not one of these guys using it like, oh, I want to get on the anabolic steroids. No, I don't want to do that shit. What do I need to do that for? Hey, in case you don't know, and I got a link to it. Actually, I'll put it up right now, the link. Anzac Day, tomorrow morning in Kanchanaburi, and there is a ceremony going on. And there we go, right there. Oh shit! Hopefully that will work. There is a link to everything that goes on. It starts very, very early. It starts at 3 a.m. in the morning. Okay. Thai Army base where Hellfire Pass is located will be open to the public at 5 a.m. Guests should be in position at Hellfire Pass Memorial no later than 5 a.m. 5:30. The ceremony commences at 5:30 a.m. sharp and lasts approximately 40 minutes. Panyu Cutting Hellfire Pass Interpretive Center, 80 kilometers from Kanchanaburi. So if you're in Thailand and you want to go there, there's your information right now. Tomorrow, as I said, I will be at a coffee shop out and about. I don't know what happened with this. Yeah, I won't be at the Starbucks. I'll be down in the Sukhumvit area. What's that mean? Alarm clock went off? Means you got to get up early. You know, if I really wanted, I could leave right now and go all the way down there, but Jesus Christ, man. You know, this is the thing. Some people want to be traveling all the time. Now, the only guy I know that has done it really, and he still does it, is Steve. But even he stops for months at a time and doesn't travel anywhere. I couldn't just keep traveling and going and going. I just don't want to do it. And, you know, I was thinking before I came over here about how should I put, oh, you're trying to tell me something. Yes, I figured that. How should I put it? I don't hate Bangkok by any means. I like it in a way, when I'm in the mood for it. I can see that the pollution is rising, though, and it's not good, and I don't know that it's going to get any better, which means I am diligently looking for a place to call second home, my second home, or my first and second home, in some other area of Thailand and who knows where else, because I don't want to live in this kind of pollution. I keep saying it over and over and over and over again, but the pollution is horrible here. And, you know, simply because I have my own little relationship with the Mall Bankapi, I want to see how it turns out. I do want to see. I want to see what do they got to offer. It's supposed to be your place for your life, you know, that kind of thing. And then I want to see the SkyTrain or the monorail, how that turns out. The monorail has been operating almost on a daily basis. I've seen it 3 or 4 times now. You can see it from the gym. So it goes by. And that's a good sign, I guess. So I want to see how that turns out. And if anything, we'll just keep that place that we're at right now. We'll keep the place where we are. So that, you know, and maybe eventually we'll buy a place somewhere. And, you know, maybe Alex will live where we are right now. I don't know. It depends on what he wants. But I want to get out of here. And as everybody knows, I prefer the beach to mountains. Which beach would be best, I don't know. And so far, I have not found many places that fit the bill, which is a bit of a problem. And honestly, I can see myself going to Ecuador and loving it, but I can also see that in 1 week, I can sense that in a week I'll be able to ferret out some problems almost immediately. So, one more time, thumbs up, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. You know, well, you would think so, but I'm not living in Phuket. There's no way I'm going to live in Phuket. It's not going to happen. I've already lived there. Don't want to live there again. You know, I'd rather live in Chumphon than live in Phuket, honestly. Now, I was going to put up a video, but I haven't had a chance to really edit it the way I want about places I recommend that everybody should go, or some of the places. I can't recommend every place. I'd have a huge list, because there are a lot of places you want to go here. And for some of you, you know, I know you're going to stay in one place and one place only. Like a woman, merchandise is the same. Nice Airbnb, B&B on Sentinel Island. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's where I want to go. What happens to everybody who goes there? You say, the end. Okay. Say goodbye to all your, what are they called? Sweaty Betties? Sweaty Betties and hotties and barista and your daily Mallon, your daily, daily Mallon. Tomorrow, like I said, I'll be in Sukhumvit. I'll be on Sukhumvit somewhere, which I'm not giving it away yet. You don't want to do that. And then on Wednesday, I'm hoping it'll work out. I need to leave very early, and I'll have a little stream with the one and only Pattaya Bob. We'll get his take on how Pattaya has changed since he's been there and what he likes and dislikes there now. I think he's doing a little better, so that's good. Anyway, you can see that the air does not look quite as good. It's getting a little cloudy as well, and it's supposed to start raining, so. But anyway, the code for the merch is pinned up at top. That code is BEAST, as in Mr. Beast, but just Beast. Like Unleash the Beast, that's my big thing now. Unleash the Beast. Beast, you get 10% off on all merch. Get your merch now. Get your lovely I Love Thailand hat. Get one for your girl. You can get the beige one. That one's quite nice. Looks good on a woman. I don't know if it looked so good on me. It'd probably make me look even pastier than I look already. Anyway, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody got any last words? Parting advice, parting shots? Anybody? If so, forever hold your peace. If you're not going to comment. So, thank you. And that is all. Until next time, I am Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. I love Thailand. Chok di leo jerken mai. All right. We will see you later. Mañana. Prungni. Tomorrow.